Hi, Lee here with another video. Just to go over a few things that's happened the last week. Start off on a sad note, really. Over the weekend on Sunday, Sunderland agreed a deal with Dortmund for the sale of Jobe Bellingham. It looks like it's going to be a record sale for the football club, and could potentially lead into a record signing for Dortmund. The initial fee is €33 million up front, with 5 million add-ons plus a 15% sell-on clause if Jobe goes on to have the career as he does. But I said yesterday to a few lads at work, he only needs 1 season, 2 seasons, and someone will buy him for, say, 60 million quid. So if you get that, it could be looking at a £50 million transfer, really, once you get all the sell-ons and stuff. In the club, I expect the add-ons to be met. When it happened and it got announced, I was like, that's a really good deal for Sunderland, that. And I was just trying to think of the financial side of it, PSR, the profits, everything like that. I think the club are probably looking at about 30 million quid. Once it's all like Birmingham getting their share and other shares, so you think it's a canny profit on it. But it was only until I started watching these goals, Sky Sports put these goals on YouTube last night, and I was like, I'm going to miss Jobe. He is going to be a miss, and the closer it gets to getting confirmed. It's the reason why I didn't put the video out yesterday, folks. I thought, oh, it'll be confirmed at least by today, which it hasn't been. And I think he's going to be a massive miss. Obviously, a player of his calibre is going to be a massive miss, and it's how we replace him, really. But I think we need someone in that mould. Obviously, over the weekend, it got confirmed that Jordan Henderson's free to leave Ajax. So, if he doesn't come to Sunderland, I'll be amazed. Excuse me. He has been linked to Rangers. But I think it's a matter of case of when, not if he comes back to Sunderland, really. Jordan Henderson, been away with England, obviously they play Senegal tonight. So you see what I think. You imagine if it's going to be a free transfer, the club will just get it out there. So they have a little bit of good news to follow up on the sad news of Jobe leaving. But yeah, it's the only thing that bugs us about. He says he's since he come to Sunderland, he said he didn't want to follow in his brother's footsteps, but decides to go to the same club that his brother went to. When obviously they're the club that's matched the offer and stuff, but Brand Bellingham must have decided that Dortmund's the best club for him after what they did with his brother. So I imagine the decision wasn't up to him. I get what people are saying about Sunderland getting promoted, he's not want to crack the Premier League. Me mate said it when Wembley. I've said it, and a few other people have said it. I think his mum and dad don't want him anywhere near the Premier League, because ultimately, for English players, it is a very, very toxic environment. It is. Look at what's happening with Jack Grealish over the last couple of months, year or so. Look what's happened with Jordan Pickford over the last couple of years. English players are ostracised in this country. Absolutely ostracised in this country by the English media. And you know for a fine fact, if you stayed at Sunderland in the Premier League and we were struggling, which highly likely we will be, you get people in the media going, he's a shit, Jude Bellingham, he's not as good as his brother, and it'll just be toxic, and it could kill the lad, really. I mean, you're seeing what's happened to players, I know his attitude's not the greatest, like Ravel Morrison, Jesse Lingard, Marcus Rashford. They're ostracised for the fact they're English, really, and because the people put that much pressure on them in the English media. It's the same with the England national team when they go to World Cups, more so in like the 2000s, like onwards, but they haven't been like that in most recent few years. But for some reason, just the English media hate seeing English talent being successful, and they just want to latch on to any little bit of negativity that happens with like English players, and ultimately there's no reason why they fall off where they have been. And don't blame his mum and dad want to take him abroad. Obviously, I think the Bundesliga would be an easy league for him. Obviously, he's going to a team that's playing in the Champions League. He's going to a team that arguably their man just built his team around him. So we'll see how it happens and see how he progresses. But he'd be one of them players, I think it'd be the Ahmad Mo, where people will be happy to see him succeed, and they'll look at him in a bit where he came to Sunderland, said he wanted to get us promoted. He has gotten us promoted, and he's moving on to better things, really. A few other tentative links and moves away, but are highly unlikely that will happen, is West Ham been linked with Chris Rigg and Eliza Mayenda. At the present moment in time, the relegation rivals, so you're not going to see them. They might say that they can want Chris Rigg and Eliza Mayenda all they want, but at the end of the day, I would like Margaret Robbie, but that ain't going to happen. Other than that, the Trey Hume links won't go away. But I can't see him going anywhere like Everton or Wolves, because then you're benefiting a relegation rival. One player that did get linked last weekend was Max Johnston, Scottish right back, son of Alan Johnston, who used to play for Sunderland, as a replacement for Hume. But I can't see that happening unless Hume goes, and I can't see Hume going. One link that doesn't seem to be going away is Ukrainian striker Vladislav Vanat. We technically got linked with him 2 weeks ago. Then yesterday it got put out that apparently we're ready in a €20 million bid for the Ukrainian striker, who was finished top goal scorer for Dynamo Kiev in the Ukrainian League last year, but he also played in the Europa League as well and scored goals in the Europa League. When the transfer window reopens on the 1st of July, I think it shuts today for the people that are in the Club World Cup, and it reopens again the 1st of July. So apparently we're ready in a €20 million bid then for him. So that'll make three strikers. I'll have three different profiles. A returning name came on the list yesterday of Matthias Ablein, I think is how you pronounce his name. €20 million again. We will end up breaking our transfer record again this summer. I feel like we will. One person who I know I said a couple of weeks ago that Bournemouth were looking to get rid of him, but they've been put on his retained list. They must have had a change of heart. Is Chris Metten. They must have extended his contract by that year, which means they're looking for a fee for him, which I imagine would be between the region of between £4 and £6 million, which I think would be too far out of Sunderland's price range. They'll not want him for what he will be is a squad option, which kind of explains the links to Kipri and Sangyan from like two French-based centre-backs to come into the squad options. One player that got linked on Sunday as a potential Jobe replacement, but I think it'll be more of like a similar to a Romain Mundell type. You'll come in, you'll spend 6 months for the 23s around the first team, then you'll slowly start getting integrated. As Manchester City under-21 captain Charlie Gray, by all accounts, he's rated very, very highly in the game. I haven't seen him play. I never know nothing about him. I'm just going off what people have said and what I've read. And apparently he's very, very highly rated, and he'd be interested in the move to come to Sunderland because he sees it's an easier pathway to first team football than it is at Man City. And it's obvious really though, isn't it? As I say, if he does come in, I think that'll be one of them signings that will, like say, he'll spend 6 months on the fringes, then you'll start getting slowly integrated, and you'll probably see the full extent of what he's like in the first team next season, possibly depending on what league we're in. Another player links won't go is Tommy Doyle. I don't know what they say the price has been touted at £3 million. Another potential Jobe replacement. And another one came in, it's Getafe midfielder. I can't pronounce his first name for the lifers, but his surname's Uche, and he's a centre midfielder. Nice, big, strong, powerful midfielder. So I think that's the calibre we're going to have to be going for. But it's going to be an interesting summer. I don't expect Sunderland to make any moves like permanent transfers, like fees, before the 1st of July, because then you can put them on next season's books, where if you make any signs in the close season now, they have to get put on this season's books. So it'll even itself out. We have got linked with Harry Toffolo, who's just been recently released by Nottingham Forest, but I generally don't think he's going to be good enough, so I don't think we'll touch it. And I can't see it happening. He's also been linked with Rangers and a host of championship clubs. I think that's more liable than him coming to Sunderland. Just to end on it, pre-season got announced. Obviously, we've got a double header against Gateshead and South Shields, but they flipped the games this time, so Gateshead's first and South Shields is second. We're going to the Algarve. One fixture got confirmed yesterday to be Sporting Lisbon, and the other two are still yet to be confirmed. And we've got fixtures against Hull, and we are playing Hearts in Craig Gordon's testimonial, which is nice that we got invited by Hart and Craig himself to go and play. So it shows how much the club meant to him in his time at Sunderland. I'll keep these videos coming. I'll keep my eyes out on the socials, see what I can update and everything like that. And if I can get 2 videos out a week, I'll get 2 videos out a week. If not, it'll just be one. Thank you for your time. Hope you've liked it. Thank you for all the engagements on the previous videos. I'm now only 9 subscribers off 200, so I'm happy with that. Much appreciated. If you are a new watcher and you want to subscribe, just click that subscribe button. It's totally free. So enjoy your off season. If you're going on any pre-season friendlies or want to, just leave a comment in the description below. In the comments below, which ones you'd be interested in going to. I don't know how many I'm going to. But thanks again. I hope you have a good off season. How are the lads?